If you've tried to convert a document that has some equations in it to Google Docs, you've probably seen that it doesn't convert properly. There's some weird box-like images, it doesn't show up correctly, it's not editable. So we're going to look at some workarounds for that. And I'll be the first person to admit, these aren't the most ideal options, and I wish there was a way we could simply get the documents converted and have the equations editable within Google Docs. So I've been researching this for a few weeks now, trying to find any way to make the conversion happen so that the equations are editable in Google Docs. From what I can tell, the equation editor that's built into Office 08 does have some compatibility issues with modern software. And these conversion issues aren't exclusive to Google Docs, it happens in other software as well. So I have this calculus quiz that I got from John Ford, and I uploaded it to Office 365, which is Microsoft's current web-based version of their software, pretty much their equivalent to Google Docs. You can see here the equations didn't load at all. And here's that same quiz opened in the latest version of Microsoft Word. And while the equations are viewable, they're not editable. So when I click on them, I get a message saying I can't edit them. And even if I come up and click File and say Convert Document to get it out of compatibility mode being a mode that the latest version of Word will use when opening older files, I still can't edit those equations. So while I can look at them, this document is about as useful as a PDF. And that's actually a good segue into our first workaround, which is converting your documents to PDFs before uploading them. So if you open up a document in Office 08, you can simply click File, Save As, and change the type how you want to save it from a Word doc to a PDF. Now, I think this method would best be used for documents that you use routinely, such as study guides or worksheets that you pass out every year. And I understand that changing every document to a PDF could be time-consuming, so I've actually written a script that will automate the process for you and make things go a lot faster, and I'm going to have a separate video for that. Now, after those documents are converted, you can go ahead and upload them to Google Drive. Now, you don't have to if you don't want to, but I would recommend it just because of the benefits such as sharing them directly with your students so they can print it themselves, or if you ever have to use a different computer, maybe we're fixing your computer here at school, you can log in and have access to all your files. This next option would be best if you were going to take elements from other documents that you have to create a new document. To do this, we're going to utilize a feature in macOS called Selective Screenshots. Now, to start a selective screenshot, you want to press Command-Shift-4 on your keyboard, and you'll see your cursor turn into a crosshair. So now I can take a selective screenshot. So I want to screenshot this first equation. So beginning at the top left, I want to click and hold on my trackpad and draw an outline around that equation. When I'm done, I let go of my trackpad and the screenshot is automatically saved to my desktop. Then I can just repeat the process. I press Command-Shift-4 again, take another screenshot of any other equations that I need. And again, those screenshots will save to your desktop and they'll be titled screenshot along with a timestamp when they were created. But now you can open up your Google Doc to begin to recreate your new document and then adding the elements that you've taken from other documents. Google Docs supports the drag and drop feature, so I can just pull those screenshots right from my desktop into the browser and then it'll add that to my document. It's going to make the image really big, so you'll want to resize it and position it where you would like it, but then you just repeat that for any other elements that you want to add to your document. And now this last method is very similar to the selective screenshot method, except we're going to be taking elements directly from the equation editor itself. As I'm sure you're familiar with, double tap your equation to bring up the equation editor, and when the equation editor screen is up, if you press Command A, it'll highlight all the text within your equation. And then you can press Command C to copy that equation. And then you can open up your Google Doc and paste in your equation. Now, like the screenshots, it's going to be really large, so you'll want to take the time to resize it. I say Command C, Command V for copy and paste, and that's just a personal preference. I prefer the keyboard shortcuts. If you prefer to use your trackpad and right-click to copy and paste, that's fine as well. I'm going to do another equation here, and then I'm just going to talk briefly about the formatting options that you have, because as you've seen, when you paste these into Google Docs, it interprets them as an image. Formatting options show up when you click on the image. They're right below, and they say inline, wrap text, and break text. Inline will treat your image like text. It'll kind of essentially keep it locked to the line that your text is on. Wrap text gives you the ability to move and free place your image, and I like that personally for this. Break text is the same as wrap text, except that if you had words or a sentence, rather than wrapping the text around your image, it would just either put it above or below. Just do some experimenting and you'll find out which one you like more. So those are some workarounds that we have for now, and I understand that some of them might be less than ideal. And you may prefer that you want to just recreate some of the equations that you have, so we'll have a video about how to use the Google Docs equation editor. There's also a great new add-on for Google Chrome called Equatio. I'm going to have a video about that. It has some really great features about adding math equations to not just Google Docs, but the other Google Suite apps as well, including slides and sheets. And as always, if you have any other questions, please let us know at tech@sch.org. And if you feel like you need some more training or support, sign up for a Teacher Talk, which is a 30-minute session with a tech lifeguard. There's a link in the description below to sign up.